Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Beverley and it is so lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be talking about the Medical Medium book, so grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So I've had this book on my shelf for literal years. This is not a new book. The person who wrote this book has gone on to have a lot of fame, especially in America, and they have a lot of cooking books and cookery books, books about how to use diet to improve your health, which is a good thing. We all want to be healthy. I know that I do. I'm a very healthy eater most of the time. However, this is where it all began. The Medical Medium, Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illness and How to Finally Heal. This is by Anthony William. He is also known as the Medical Medium. I will leave links to his social media and website down below. However, this is not sponsored. Bought the book myself years ago. He doesn't know I exist, probably never will, because why would he? But here we are. We've read the book, and if you were reading along with me, I would love to know your thoughts and feelings about this book, because this straddles two of the things that I talk about most here on my channel and over on my blog, and that is witchcraft and chronic illness. And he talks about both in this book. He is a psychic medium, hence the name medium. And he's also somebody who can meet someone, see them on the internet, meet them, talk to them on the telephone, and know immediately health-wise what is wrong with them and what they can do to heal themselves. That is his claims. I'm not saying I believe or disbelieve. I go to a lot of psychics and I have done over the years. I'll probably continue to do so. So yes, this book straddles both chronic illness, and he talks about some of the illnesses that I have in this book. So I was really interested to read this. I do need to put a little disclaimer though. At no point on this channel am I claiming there is a cure for any of my illnesses or any illness that anybody else has. The illnesses that I have no medical treatment or cure for any of them. All we do is treat the symptoms that they cause. There's no knowledge really as to why I have them or what the root cause is. There's not a lot of money put into the background or the reasoning behind the illness or understanding of the illness. So that's where we are. However, in the past I have done videos where I've teamed up with courses and people who have claimed that they can help or cure chronic illnesses. There are a lot of people here on YouTube who have whole channels dedicated to how they cured this illness or how they cured that illness. Be very skeptical. These can sometimes be scams, just out for your money, just like doctors always used to be hundreds of years ago. If you look into the history of modern medicine, they were looked on as quacks, and there were a lot of quack doctors out there, especially in Victorian times. If I can find some information, I will leave it down below. Or if you'd like me to do a whole video about that, I can do that. Just let me know in a comment, because I love getting ideas from you. So if there's anything you'd like me to talk more about here on the channel, just let me know and I will do a video. But today I am merely doing a book review of this book. But before we get to it, don't forget, if you are new here, you can click the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would absolutely love to have you here. As long as you come with good energy and good intention, that's all we ask. So definitely make sure that if you are new here, you let me know that you enjoy my content by leaving it a cheeky like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. But as always, the best way to support me here at the channel and over on my blog is to join me over on Patreon or Ko-fi. Patreon is a monthly service where you can pay £2 a month towards the upkeep of the channel, and Ko-fi is just like one-off little donations. All that money is just funneled back into creating content for you. So if you're interested in any of those things, like these wonderful people here, thank you to all of my patrons and thank you to all my Ko-fi donators. It is so appreciated. You have no idea how much I appreciate your support. It means so much to me. So if you enjoy my content and you would like to look into that more, links are down in the description. But let's get on with the book review, shall we? So the medical medium is somebody who I know of. I've known of him for a long time, like I'm talking a long time, because I follow a lot of actors and actresses. I've always been a autograph hunter. I really enjoy collecting autographs and meeting my favourite actors and actresses, and so I follow a lot of people who live in LA and live that kind of healthy lifestyle and are into spiritualism and all that kind of thing. So that said, those sorts of people, actors and actresses, etc., models, people like that, are really into this book. And in fact, the wife of one of my favourite actors, Courtney Feldman, is a she's a big fan of the medical medium and bases all her meals and all her food on his teachings, suggestions. I don't know what to call it, but anyway, that's how come I know about him. And I bought this book a long time ago, meaning to read it, and I just didn't, because of what I was talking about to begin with. When you are somebody with chronic illness and you start posting on any social media platform about chronic illness, you will start getting people in your comments, in your messages, claiming that they can cure you. And most of the time it's a scam. At first you might fall for it, but after a while you just delete them and move on. It's rather like the fake witchcraft readers that come into your messages and be like, I've had my ancestors have told me that you have bad energy, pay me so much money and I'll do a spell to get rid of it. Like, it's a scam. Anyway, I'm not calling the medical medium a scam at all. I'm just saying that is why I was sceptical. I was sceptical of reading the book and a little bit afraid. That's the honest truth. I was a little tiny bit afraid. But I'm so glad I finally picked up the book. I really enjoyed the first section where he speaks a lot about communing with spirit. Spirit is a being, an entity, an ancestor. I don't know what this entity is. He doesn't go into a lot of detail, and from what I can gather, he's never actually answered questions about where he comes from or what he is. I think at one point he says that this being called spirit says that they are actually compassion. So they feel compassion for anybody on earth living a human experience who is dealing with chronic illness and illness in general and wants to help him to help us get well. I really enjoyed hearing about that, especially how the first time he met this being, they were in the house at a family dinner, and this being appeared behind their grandmother and pointed at the grandmother, and he went over and said, you have lung cancer. And that's how she knew that she got lung cancer. I loved that. I'm always interested in psychics, how they got their gift, how they found out that they had it, their whole backstory. The whole thing is something that means a lot to me. I'm really interested in. One of my best friends when I was at school was in the part of the spiritualist church, where they have their church services are with a psychic and they call on their ancestors and they talk to them, and I don't understand why, but that's what they do. It's part of their faith. So I've always been interested in it. It's always fascinated me. So I really enjoyed that. But then we get into the talking about what foods to avoid, what foods to eat. There are a lot of information about each of the illnesses that he's concentrating in. As you can see, I have a lot of little bookmarks here. I did skip a lot of chapters because they were not about the illnesses that I personally have. So I'm sure everybody does that. You're just interested in your bits. But if you're just interested in chronic illness in general, maybe you would read the whole book. I skipped a few chapters because I started to get a bit salty. I did. First of all, this book is so Americanized and I don't understand why. If spirit or this being is trying to help all of humanity, why are they only talking about foods and additives and supplements that are available only in North America? I don't understand that at all. I looked up a lot of the additives and the foods that he was suggesting to avoid, and most of them are actually illegal to have in food here in England. We have a lot of food regulations here in England. It keeps food companies honest, and I love that. I'm so grateful for that, because I know in America you have a lot of problems with foods and additives and colourings and things that are really bad for you. But I'm guessing that this spirit, if they are not in fact a spirit that's ever had a human life, I'm assuming they wouldn't know that we have North America separate to other countries. Like, why would country borders that change a lot anyway over time, why would that matter to them? I don't know if he's just written it from an American standpoint because the person writing it is American and that's all they know about, but if they're getting their information from a spirit that's never lived a human experience, why is it just North American based? I don't know. I don't understand. But I personally don't eat most of the foods and additives that he said to avoid, and I still have 3 or 4 chronic illnesses, and a couple of them that were mentioned in the book, so that didn't make sense to me. But there you go. I often talk here on the channel in my book reviews about how a lot of books are North American based. I would rather them be, for everyone. Different cultures exist, different countries exist. I think America seems to think they're the centre of the world, and I appreciate that we here in England used to think that, but just stop it. It's so annoying. I will also say that the suggested foods and supplements in the book for each of the illnesses are really expensive. The lists were like a whole half a page long. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, here's migraines. Yeah, so if you can see here's the list of supplements that you should be taking to get rid of migraines. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 supplements here that he suggests you take every day. And that is just for one of my chronic illnesses, migraines. I have chronic migraines. If I were just to buy these and take them every day, that's all my money gone. Probably more than that. What do I eat? What do I live on? Your book is aimed at people with chronic illnesses. So why is everything so expensive that you're suggesting we use and eat? I get really salty about things like this. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think the medical medium on his website, I will double check this. And if that is the case, I will leave a link to it down below. But I think he does his own supplement range. And I feel like if this spirit wants everyone to be healthier and feel better, why are they suggesting things knowing that most people who are disabled or living with these chronic illnesses are unable to work? Where are we getting our money from to buy all these things? These things really annoy me, and you find this a lot with these people who claim to just want to help us. Well, if you just want to help us, you need to make it within our reach, and this is not within our reach. Like I was saying before, a lot of the things that it says to avoid, we can't get here in the UK, and yet I still have these illnesses. So if you're gonna say that the only reason these illnesses haven't been cured is because I'm eating these particular fruits and vegetables and supplements and additives and things, I'm not eating them, so why am I still sick? That is a big thing to me as well. I also wonder why it is, and he says so in the book, that all of these illnesses, and there are quite a few, they're all down to one thing. Hold on, I just need to find the bit where he names the one illness. I think it was like Epstein-Barr or something. Epstein-Barr illness. So he's claiming that there are several labels for just one illness, and the several chronic illnesses are lupus, fibromyalgia, Lyme disease, multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue syndrome, migraines, thyroid disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease, insomnia, depression, and many others. All of those illnesses have different symptoms, so I was really confused by that. I was a nurse before I got sick. I trained for 3 years and I worked as a nurse for nearly 2 years before I got sick. And a lot about the things that I was reading about, including he says that menopause didn't exist years ago, but cites no historical evidence for that. There is no historical evidence given to the facts. And I wonder why, if this spirit and Anthony William, who is the medical medium, believe so strongly that so many people are struggling now with this one illness that is causing all these symptoms, and we're all getting lied to or misdiagnosed about the different illnesses that we have. Why has he not put his money into medical trials? Why do we not see all these really rich American LA people putting their money where their mouth is and getting together and setting up their own medical trials with doctors in reputable places so that they can speed up the process? Because he said that the medical community is not going to realise this for decades. So why are you not trying to speed this up? And I feel salty about this because I get angry when I feel like someone is telling me it's my fault that I'm sick. You're sick because you're not eating this, you're not putting your money into your health, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. It feels very ableist. It feels like I'm being taken advantage of, and to be honest, I would not recommend this book. I wanted to just throw it over my shoulder. Yeah, I feel very salty about it. If you've read this book, or if you are part of the medical medium community and I've misunderstood what he was saying, if there is other information or other things that I do not know because I'm not really in his community, definitely let me know down in the comments, as long as you're respectful. But I will say that I found it made me angry and upset, and there were points where I was reading out to my mother, who has multiple sclerosis, and she was getting salty about it as well. We were both just like getting really angry about it, because we do so much to try and stay as healthy as possible and we are still sick. We get told by our government that we're lazy. We get told by so many people in the public eye that we are a drain on society, or we're not trying to work, and all these things. And it's not true. Many of us would love to work. I would love to still be a nurse. I can't imagine where I would be in the nursing ranks now if I had been able to carry on as a nurse. When I first started nursing, I didn't like it. I was on 2 wards that were really horrible to me, and I got bullied a lot. I moved on to the 3rd ward and loved it there, and I was really starting to flourish and blossom and realise where I wanted to be in that community. And then to have all that taken away with just one day changed everything for me. To then have somebody who makes a lot of money claim that it was just a virus that I caught, and if only I ate these things and did this huge detox thing and stopped taking my medications from my doctor, then I would be well. It feels very much like they're blaming me for that illness and saying I'm not trying hard enough, when in actual fact I couldn't afford the things that you're asking me to take anyway. Like, I can't afford to buy those things. Fresh fruit and vegetables are very expensive in the UK. I realise in America you have so much of a big piece of land in North America and so many different climates that you can basically grow every kind of fruit and vegetable known to man. We have to import most of everything, and because of that it is very expensive. I'm salty about this, but I really want to know what you think. If you read that book alongside me or with me, let me know your thoughts and feelings. Did I get it totally wrong? Did you take it different to me? Are you part of his community? Do you love him? Let me know everything, because I really would like to know your thoughts and feelings on this book. gave me feels and I can't cope with it. So what are we reading this month? This month, and I have already started it, we are reading a brand new book that just came out. This is The Book of Ancestors by Claire Goodchild, a guide to magic, rituals and your family history. So this is all about tracing your family history, working with ancestors. It has rituals, it has spells, information. It's a big, thick, it's chunky. Look at the chunky book. I'm really excited. Look, it's the size of my head. You know, that is my usual go-to measuring facility, is my head, and it is head-sized. So it's a good-sized book. You can just like throw it in your bag and take it wherever you need to go. I do follow Claire Goodchild on Instagram. And she has created a couple of oracle decks, and she does have another book called The Book of Seances, which I really want to read in the future. But I got the Book of Ancestors because you all know I love working with my ancestors. So if you are interested in getting this book, there'll be a link to it down below. But buy it wherever you want to buy books, and I'll leave a link to Claire's Instagram as well as where you can get the Medical Medium book if you want to read it for yourself. I always encourage you all butterflies. When I review a book, it's just my thoughts and feelings. You might feel very, very differently about this book. You might live in North America and it might change your life. I don't know, but I would love to know. So if you want to buy this book, read it and then let me know what you thought, you're more than welcome to. I'll leave a link to this as well as the Medical Medium and any information that I mentioned, a couple of things I was going to look up. So anything I can find, I'll leave down below. This was an interesting one, wasn't it? I don't normally get that salty. I'm usually, you know, talking about things, and even if I'm not a huge fan of the book, I don't usually get this salty. But I really hope that you enjoyed listening to me rant on today. I look very pale today. I look like a little vampire. I quite like it. But I really hope that you enjoyed this salty book review today. I really hope you did. And if you did, don't forget to head down below, leave it a like and a comment. Let me know your thoughts and feelings if you have read any of these books. And yeah, I just love hearing from you. So let me know all your thoughts and feelings down below. If you have chronic illnesses and you have the same feelings as me about these sorts of books, or if you have a completely different idea and you read them all the time and they've helped you, let me know. I want to hear all your thoughts and feelings. While you're down there, don't forget to check out my links section. I'll have links to everything that has been there. I'll have links to everything that's been mentioned in this video, as well as links to my Ko-fi and Patreon, because they're the best ways to help me out here on the channel. Also, I'm going to be doing a special video dressed as a witch, doing a craft just for my little Patreons, and I've got some other little goodies on their way as well. So if you're interested, links are down below. Stick around till the end because I will have a video and a playlist that I think you'll enjoy. So stick around till then. Kick your feet up and spend a little bit more time with me. I would absolutely love that. Take care, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I can't remember my outro. I'm tired. I ranted and raved. But don't forget, if you're new, that's it. Yes. Don't forget, if you're new here, you can get down below, click that subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here on Fridays, but sometimes on a Monday too. Just depends what's going on in my life. But I try and have something up for you every week. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful, magical week, and I'll see you in my next video, which will hopefully be less salty and less chaotic than this one. Bye!